So you're able to shoot now pretty effectively, but you want to know some other techniques that'll help you in matches. Well, in today's video, we're going over how to shoot a soccer ball while running. What's up guys, it's Dave here from SimplySoccer, where we help you to improve your game and stand out on the pitch. Now, on this channel, we release daily soccer tips, technique, and training videos. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any new videos we release or live streams that we do. Shooting is one of the most important skills in soccer, especially for attacking players, because if you can't shoot, you can't score goals. And if you can't score goals, well, your team can't win games. So in this video, I'm going to be going over a rather more difficult shooting technique, which is shooting while sprinting or running. But if you can get good at this, you can become a much more dangerous player, because the fact of the matter is you're not always going to have time to stop, pick your target, and then shoot. Sometimes you're going to need to be running close to full speed and then get your shot off. So I'm going to be showing you the proper techniques so you know how to do it, and then I'm just going to give you a way you can practice this so you'll get better and better at it. Let's get right into it.
Okay guys, so we're going to take a look at a few things on how you can start shooting a soccer ball correctly while running. So the first thing we're looking at is technique. We're going to go over a few things so that you have the technique down, and then we're going to go over how you can practice this and get better at this. So the number one thing you need to watch out for is where is your plant foot when you're shooting on the run. Because the ball is moving quickly and you have to move quickly as well, your timing and where you place your plant foot might be off because you have to do it very, very quickly. For example, you might put your plant foot too far behind the ball, which is probably going to cause you to knock it over the bar, or you might put your plant foot too far in front of the ball, which is going to cause you to really just mishit it and really not get much power behind it. You still want your plant foot next to the ball or almost level with the ball. I mean, there's a little wiggle room where it can be a little bit in front or a little bit behind, but you generally want it almost level with the ball, and this is difficult to do when you're shooting on the run. But with a lot of practice, you can practice planting your foot next to the ball, and I'll go over how you can do that later in this video. Next is, like regular shooting, you want to focus on the contact over power. One of the things you're going to feel like doing when you're running fast and you're moving quickly is you're going to try and hit the ball as hard as you can when you go to shoot. This will be because you're running as fast as you can, everything feels like 100 miles per hour, and your first instinct is just going to be swing as hard as you can at the ball. You need to compose yourself here and recognize that no matter what type of shooting it is, your contact and your technique is always going to trump how fast you swing at the ball. So that goes with running as well. When you're running and trying to shoot, you need to focus on the contact. So do not focus on hitting the ball as hard as you can. Focus on a moderate swing speed, but focus on contact. So the first two things is make sure your plant foot is next to the ball or level with the ball. And after that is make sure you're focusing on contact, which means hitting the middle of the ball and hitting it with the right part of your foot. I have a video that shows you where on the ball you need to be hitting it when shooting and where on your foot you need to be hitting as well. I'll have that video come across right now on the bar at the top. I'll also link it in the description if you need some more information on that. So lastly, I want to just tell you a few things you should not be doing, and this usually has to do with the plant foot. It's usually the number one problem I see when players try and do this is their plant foot is not where it needs to be, with the second thing being I see players trying to hit it too hard, which is a common problem that players have with most shooting techniques. So one thing you want to make sure you're doing is don't reach for the ball. If you're reaching for the ball, that means your plant foot is nowhere near where it needs to be and you're not close enough to the ball. If you have to reach, most likely you're not going to hit a good shot and you're either going to shank it or get very little power behind it. If you've ever seen someone slice a ball terribly, usually it's because they're reaching for the ball. Next, and another big one, is are you leaning back? Leaning back is actually going to cause you to reach as well. If you're leaning back, it makes it much more likely that you're going to hit the bottom of the ball or completely slice the ball. So make sure your body is upright or leaning forward while you tense your body while doing so in order to make sure you keep the ball down, and it also encourages you to hit the ball in the middle or upper middle of it. If you're leaning back, it encourages you to hit the bottom bottom of it. So make sure you're not reaching for the ball when you're striking it. And I know this can be difficult because when you're on the run, you have to time things correctly. But make sure that you are trying not to reach for it and you're not leaning back. And if you find a lot of these shots are being sliced or going over the bar, that's something to take a look at because that's probably what you need to correct. Okay, so how are you going to practice this technique? Now, this is one of the more difficult shooting techniques because when you're just running as fast as you can, or even like 70, 80, 90% of your full speed, it is very valuable to be able to shoot accurately and well when you're running at those speeds. However, it is very difficult. And the main one is your timing, because you have to time when you make the hop to plant your foot. You have to time when you strike the ball. There's a lot of factors that go into it. So simply to get used to this, you just need to practice it over and over and over again. This is something that definitely comes down to muscle memory, and the more you do it, the more you'll be able to time when you strike the ball and plant your foot more effectively. So one thing you can easily do is just start off very slowly and deliberately when you're practicing this. So maybe just jog, push the ball in front of you and kind of run up to it and try and hit some shots. Once you're comfortable with that, you can speed up a little bit and keep this process going until eventually you're almost at a full sprint. But you can't just go from someone who doesn't know how to do this technique or doesn't know how to shoot while running to someone who's going full speed and doing it. Now, first and foremost, if you don't know how to shoot properly with a standing ball or a ball you just roll out in front of you slowly, you need to learn that first. Because if you don't have proper shooting technique down, you don't know the different things you need to be doing, like where you need to be striking the ball, where on your foot you need to be striking it, and all of the other technical stuff, you need to learn that first. So again, go in the description. There is a video that goes over proper shooting technique. And in this video, I show you exactly where on the ball you need to be striking it. I show you where on your foot to be hitting it. And I tell you all the other stuff you need to know to use proper shooting technique. So after you've learned that, then come back to the shooting while running. You don't want to skip steps here because this is a progressive thing. You want to be progressive with this, meaning you want to learn the first step before moving on to this step, okay? So once you have learned how to correctly hit the ball, it's mainly going to come down to your timing, like I said. And you can simply practice this, like I already said, by going slowly at first and then speeding up a little bit each time. A good way to do this is start off really, really slow and then increase your speed by 5 or 10% as you get more comfortable until you're eventually at 90 or 100%. Now, this is probably going to take many different practice sessions. Don't let that discourage you. It will be worth it because I can tell you the ability to shoot while sprinting and ability to be able to shoot accurately and very well and effectively while sprinting is a very great skill to have in your repertoire, because sometimes you're not going to be able to slow down to almost a full stop and take your time with your shot. Sometimes you'll need to be sprinting very, very quickly and get your shot off quickly. And if you're good at doing this, it's going to be an asset for you in your games.
All right, guys, and that's it. Like any other skill, the more you practice this, the better at it you'll get. Again, I recommend that you learn normal shooting technique and proper shooting technique before moving on to this skill, because learning how to hit a still ball or slowly moving ball is much easier and the first step towards being able to hit a ball while on a full sprint or running at speed. So again, just check out the video in the description. It'll go over how to shoot a soccer ball with proper technique. All right, guys, and question of the day is, what is the main thing that is messing up your technique when it comes to shooting while running or shooting in general? Do you find that you're not locking your ankle? Do you find that you're leaning back? Do you find that your plant foot is a bit off? Let me know in the comments, because the more you know of your mistakes, the more clear you'll be on how to actually fix them, and I'll help all of you out if I can down there in the comments. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you share this video with your teammates and friends. You like it if you enjoyed the content or learned something, and you subscribe if you're new to Simply Soccer. As always, I will have 2 videos come across the screen that can help you learn even more, and we will have a new video out tomorrow at 5 p.m., so make sure you come back and don't miss that. Thanks guys once again. Remember, this is Simply Soccer. We're helping you to improve your game and stand out on the pitch. I'll try and speak without stuttering next time, and I'll see you in the next video.